scholarship is giving you flights to Germany, monthly stipend, your tuition fee. I even heard he even said they will give winter clothes allowance. Like,
And schools in Germany are basically free. So even if you don't get just apply. Even if you don't get the scholarship, you can then try to find other ways to come via self-sponsor.
see guys, every time I post, I drop a video or study abroad, I usually have at least one or two of you come to target me and attack me and say, where is Germany's video? And so I'm particularly excited about today's video, which is, drum rolls, study in Germany through the DAAD scholarship. And this is definitely one of the biggest scholarships when you are considering going to Germany to study. So guys, lest I forget, for those who are just seeing my face for the first time, my name is Chioma, aka Chilo. I'm a Nigerian currently living and studying here in Japan, and on my channel I vlog about my life as a foreign student in Japan. I vlog about life generally. I vlog about study abroad videos. So if you are interested in any of these content, please do well to check my previous videos, and if you vibe with what you see, don't forget to hit the subscribe button to join this family. Okay, all right. Okay guys, so on today's episode we are going all the way to Germany. We're talking to a DAAD scholarship recipient. He's currently in Germany doing his internship, and he's actually a very selfless person. I call him selfless because he's really interested in helping people. He's interested in making an impact to also see other people progress and succeed in their pursuit for scholarships. So guys, we're talking to Chikaeze Ugwu. He's an amazing person, and when you talk to him, you're going to see why I said so, right? So guys, in today's video, we're talking about scholarship in Germany through the DAAD route, and all the privileges, all the things. Like, this scholarship is giving you flights to Germany, monthly stipend, your tuition fee. I even heard he even said they will give winter clothes allowance. Like, this was the first time, definitely, winter clothes allowance, and so many things. It's a very generous funding, it's a very generous scholarship, and I advise that if you are considering Germany, then you should actually be considering the DAAD scholarship amongst other scholarships that you're looking out for. So guys, help me welcome Ugwu Chikaeze. Thank you once again, Chikaeze, for being a guest on this channel.
Okay, thank you, Choma, for having me here, and our viewers, I also welcome you guys. My name is Chikaeze Ugwu. I am a graduate of civil engineering from the University of Nigeria, Nsukka. I graduated in 2014, and then I worked with a construction firm from 2015 to 2018 when I left Nigeria. And then, I got my DAAD scholarship to study infrastructure planning in the University of Stuttgart. It is one of the programs that is sponsored by the DAAD scheme. And it has really been a very beautiful experience, studying in Germany and interacting with Germans and everything. Yeah, so I'm very happy to be here to share my experience on the processes.
Yeah, thank you very much. That was a very powerful introduction. So, Chikaeze, like you already said, you're on the DAAD scholarship, like the DAAD recipients for the DAAD scholarship. And a lot of people who will just tune in probably because they want to study in Germany and know little to nothing about what the DAAD scholarship scheme is about, and what exactly it entails, or the explanation, or the meaning, or just what does it, or is it for masters? Just a brief explanation on that scholarship, if you don't mind.
Okay, first of all, the DAAD scholarship in English, it means the German Academic Exchange Service. It was founded in 1925, and it is the largest German support organization in the field of international academic cooperation and academic sponsorship. So the DAAD itself does not offer like any course. So they collaborate with universities and then offer courses that are, there are particular courses that they sponsor, and then they offer scholarships on different fields, engineering, in fact, on virtually every field. And then it is actually not just the largest academic grant organization in Germany, it is the largest in the world. They are supporting
Wow,
approximately 140,000 individuals worldwide every year.
$140,000.
In Yeah, in 2019, they supported 145,000 people, and more than 2.9 million people have benefited from this program. And then the funding offer ranges from 1 year abroad as an undergraduate to master program to doctoral programs to internship to visiting lectureship to Erasmus programs, and also to funding students that are already in Germany, that couldn't probably fend for their living expenses. There is an inside German DAAD scholarship that they give to. So it is actually a big organization. I think they have a funding of over 52 million euros yearly that they invest in the scholarship programs.
Wow, that's a lot of figure and a lot of, as in a lot of information that I never knew about. So I'd just like to ask a question. Now when the application flags open, of which I would like to know, do you know when the application flags open?
So there are different programs that are being sponsored by DAAD. I think there are more than 10 different schemes that the DAAD sponsor. One is the EPOS, which is Development Related Postgraduate Course, which is basically for masters and PhD students. And then there is one for in-country scholarship, which is also offered to Nigerians. So they pick some universities in some countries, and then they sponsor some programs in the university. For example, UNN is one of the universities that they cooperate with in Nigeria, Unibadan, and they sponsor some courses there. And then they also have other programs for some specific countries too, like Korea, where they also sponsor some master students from Korea, and they bring them to Germany and sponsor. And then there are also some scholarships that is basically they partner with some individuals and then create a university like the German university in Egypt. So there are so many scholarship positions. So you cannot really say that this is the time to apply
Yeah.
for one. But the one I'm going to talk about, basically, which I'm a recipient and which is the most popular, which has over half of the population of the DAAD recipient, is the EPOS, which is the Development Related Postgraduate Scholarship. So let me just give a brief introduction about this scholarship, and then I will now tell you when and how to apply. So the EPOS program is a scholarship that offers individual scholarship to participants from developing countries so that they can study a development-related postgraduate course at selected universities in Germany. So first, they will provide you with your basic stipend, and then they will provide you with some subsidy for your house rent and other things, and then they will also pay for your visa application and basically help you get accommodation. And it is basically for developing countries, so not just Nigeria, not just Africa, so many developing countries, Asia, uh, some countries in Latin America, and so much. But then the bad side of this scholarship is that it is only for selected courses, which basically runs between engineering, economics, because these courses are courses that they think will impact in developing countries. So when you study these courses, then it is expected that when you graduate, you will be involved in international networks, working on solutions that will help develop your country. So, and it is basically for masters and PhD students. So they have a brochure which can be found in the DAAD website, and then you can download the brochure, and then you see the list of the courses. There are, I think, more than 80 courses that are being sponsored in different universities or in Germany. And most of them are English taught. Not most of them, all of them are English taught. So that is also the good news about it. So the application process starts in June and July, and then it ends basically in, some of them ends in September 15th, and some of them ends in September 30th, and then the others ends in October 15th.
One thing I picked from what you said you mentioned the website, right? So
Yeah.
like I feel like the first thing now, the first one place you will direct someone to who at least want to just have an overview is the official DAAD website.
Exactly.
Okay.
So, but then when you go to the official website, official DAAD website, there are so many things
That's
that
what I'm saying.
offers.
It's going to be
So
overwhelming.
that offers, it will, in fact, when you go to the official website, which is www.daad.de, you are going to see almost all the courses that are being offered in Germany. It is like a website where you can streamline the courses, the universities, and everything. So you will not basically see just the scholarship. But I would advise that if you just want to get the
Information.
information for the scholarship or the brochure for this particular EPOS scholarship, just go to Google and type DAAD EPOS scholarship brochure, and then you will just see the brochure, and then you can download it, and then you look at all the courses that are being offered by the scholarship. But there are lots and lots of courses in almost every field: business, humanities, engineering, natural science, and so on.
So at least almost everybody can find something there for themselves.
Exactly.
Okay. So can you like run us through what are the procedures to, as in, you are expecting if you keep getting shortlisted or scaling through, from just briefly from the beginning to the selection process or your arrival in Germany?
Okay. The truth about the DAAD scholarship is that in as much as it is not easy, but when you prepare yourself very well, it gets easy for you.
Yeah.
So there are some basic requirements that you need for this particular, like I said before, there are so many scholarships. So most of the things that we're talking about will be on the EPOS. You understand? So
I'll put it on the screen too, so that.
Yes, so it is basically on the EPOS scholarship, which is for developing countries and then some selected courses. So first of all, you will need. So I will first of all detail the list of the basic requirements that you need. So you will need a CV, and then normal academic degree, which is your bachelor, because like I said before, it is for masters and PhD. They don't sponsor undergraduate courses in this particular scheme, because the reason is that they don't really have so much undergraduate courses that have been taught in English. Most in Germany, yeah. So most English taught courses are basically in masters and PhD. Then you need, yeah, a letter of motivation, which is basically where you have to do a lot of work, because this is where you have to convince the assessment team why they should give you this scholarship. You need your transcript, which has to be good, because it is more than, let me say, 1,000 people apply for one particular course, because basically it's coming from all over the world. So, and then at the end of the day, they pick like 10 people. So that should not try to scare you or bring down your motivation. But yeah, so many people did it. And then you, like, I believe the thing is that most people don't just, when most people see, yeah, that so many people are applying, and then they just see the requirements, they run away. But it is not that difficult to get. It is not that difficult. So, and it is a very, very beautiful scholarship, because they pay you monthly, and then they pay for your flights. Like, they basically pay for everything. So you don't need to have a dime in your account when you are applying. The only thing that you just need to have is the money to probably send your documents to Germany. And once you are selected, you just go and rest. Your visa fee, your flight tickets, they give you warm clothes allowance in the
Eh?
winter.
One clothes
Yeah,
allowance.
yeah, warm clothes allowance in the winter. They give you textbook allowance and so many things. Like, it is a very beautiful scholarship. When
This
you
is the
get it,
first
like,
time I'm hearing this.
and then you can also work basic 450 when you are here. Like, you can also work while doing this scholarship. Basic, just basic, that you will not be taxed. So it is a very beautiful scholarship. So you need your transcripts, you need the that application form, which you will also download from the DAAD website. You need the DAAD recommendation letter, which will be filled by your lecturer, your either two lecturers from your department, and then you need an English test. But then the English test depends on the school. So when you download the brochure, and then it depends on the school and the course. So some schools would just tell us, because for like Nigerians, they will tell you to just bring your certificates showing that your
What's
undergraduate was done
English?
in English. But some courses will tell you to probably write TOEFL or IELTS. So, but I think 70% of the school accept the letter of certification that your undergraduate was conducted in English. And then also, you need to have some experience, because it is basically for professionals. And then they want you to it is, most of the courses are practice oriented. So when you finish the courses, they want you to probably go back or work in a big firm and then try to improve, what is happening there. So they need you to have some experience. So they need to have at least 2 years experience. But this 2 years experience is inclusive of probably internships that you've done before, or your
NYSC?
NYSC. Yes, your NYSC and other things. So they need 2 years experience, and then they need an academic recommendation letter, like I've said before, and then a professional recommendation letter, probably from the place you worked and other things. These are just the things you need, and when you have all these things, it increases your chance. But the basic thing is basically CV, letter of motivation, transcripts, the application form, and other things. But when you add things like your employment letter, your recommendation letter from the place of work, it helps improve your chances of getting the scholarship.
After submitting this document, what next? Do you write the exam or interview? What
Okay,
next till the final?
so the procedures are basically, first you download the brochure, right? So you download the brochure, you look at the courses that suits you. So you can apply to as much as 3 courses.
Oh,
As Yes, you can apply to as much as 3 courses. For example, I applied to 3 courses, I got two. So I had to choose one of the schools. So I had to check which city is the best for me,
yeah.
what the course has to give me, and then I had to choose Stuttgart. So you first of all get the brochure, check all the requirements, check the deadline. So when you have all this, you prepare your motivation letter. Like I said before, motivation letter is one of the main things that you need to prepare. You prepare a very, very, very decent and precise motivation letter. For me, I advise people to always do their motivation letter one page, because Germans, they don't like reading so much, like they just want you to just pick
Hit
the
the
basic
nail.
points, hit the nail. Understand? Prepare and motivation letter is like, it is a topic for another day. How to write a
A
very
good
good motivation
motivational
letter.
letter.
Yeah, because it is a very, so once you have a very good motivation letter, a good CV, then you are like a step above. But make sure you meet the basic requirement, because the selection process is basically, once you have all your documents, some schools will tell you to send it by email, which is easy, so you don't have to spend any money. And then some other schools will tell you to send the notarized documents via post to the school. So you will notarize all your documents, and then you send it via post, including the recommendation letters from the school and everything. You send it via post to the school, and once they receive it, they will acknowledge it. Some other schools will tell you to fill some forms online in the school website, fill so many forms online, and then upload all your documents online. and then you don't have to send. So that is the first process. The second process. So the third thing is when you have sent all your documents and they receive it, they will send you an acknowledgement letter that they have received it and that you should wait for the selection team. So like I said before, the application is basically from June to October. And then the selection teams visit every university between November. So all the universities, the selection team visits all the universities because you don't apply to DAAD, you apply to the university.
Okay.
So you apply to the university, and then the personnel from DAAD go to the university and then get all the application, all the people that applied, and then assess them. So basically, before they come, the people in the department must have removed or sorted out the people that are very well qualified. And one of the things,
Competitive. I
example,
see.
if for example, if a school requires like a TOEFL, you understand, of maybe 80 and you have 75, they'll just remove your application. You understand? So you should make sure that you apply to the school that you reach every requirement. The team comes, but maybe they will be having like 50 people to assess. And then once they have those 50 people to assess, within November, they will come and then they will assess. They will stay in every university for 2 3 days, and then they assess and then they select like 12 people. The selection in December, around it's around second third week of December. It is always a Christmas gift. They will send you a message, and then they will tell you you've been selected. I remember the day I got my Christmas gift. It was on the 18th of September 2017. They just
December.
sent me that, yeah, on the 18th of December 2017. I just got a mail that I didn't go to work. I just got a mail that I've been selected. I was like, oh my God. Then so I was so happy. I got the first mail in 18th for the first school. And then on the 5th of January, I got the second mail from the second school that I've been also selected. And the good news is that once you have been selected, the probability that you are going to make it is already like 80%. Because once you are selected, the next thing is the interview. The interview is very simple. The interview is basically just asking you about what you wrote on your CV and your motivation. So they will schedule an interview for you. They'll give you a date, give you a link that you use, and it's basically just introduce yourself, tell us why Germany, why this course, what are your career goals, um, just basic questions that you, if you are the one that wrote your motivation letter and you prepared basically for this, you are going to answer. You understand? Ask you if you have some kids and everything. Like it is basically not very difficult. It is not so technical. Yeah, they have some technical questions. They'll ask you one or two, three technical questions about your undergraduate courses, but not like very technical, like you're going to solve GRE or you are writing some big Laplace equations for some stuffs. So it's just like very, very, very basic questions. Then after that, then when you make it to the interview around February, they will now send you that you've been finally selected and they'll give you your award letter. And then the next thing is you take your award letter to the uh, to the to the embassy. You request for a date for your interview. You go for your interview, and then yeah, you get
Wow.
your visa. So
So now, from
exactly.
what you said, actually, I picked that, after submitting the documents, the next thing is, you sent a message from the different schools, and then they schedule an interview, oral interview,
Yeah.
after which you receive the Christmas gift. No, Christmas gift is the
No,
university
no.
selection.
Yeah,
The university
Christmas gift is
selection.
best selection, and then
Then
after that you have your oral interview,
and
and
then
then the next thing is the
finally,
final award letter. Yeah, and then that day, the day I also did my interview, I asked the lady that, do you think I answered very well? Because they are going to give you chances, to talk. Do you think I answered very well? Do you think I'm going to make it? And she was like, yeah, I think you have 90%. And when German gives you 90%, then you are good.
you've been there and you'll probably be able to talk based on personal experience or looking in retrospect or from friends or research or whatever, what are the common mistakes that you have seen people who are applying to for that scholarship make and probably think it's nothing, or a mistake you may have made yourself but you're lucky not to have made, or something just to help someone out there who go through with the application?
So first, the mistake that people do is number one, fear. That is the first mistake because you people are not really motivated to apply for scholarships because they believe they will not make it. I don't know. Like I also had that fear when I was in my undergraduate. Like I had good GP, and then like MTN scholarships, all this AJIP. I just didn't apply because I was like, before I gather all these documents, I have to go to this lecturer, get this. I have to go to this one, tell him to give me this
Stressful.
receipt. Yeah, all the stress and everything. So you just say, okay, I'm not going to apply. Let me just continue living the way I'm living. I've contacted some people that even made first class that I know and told them apply for this scholarship, and they're like, the stress is too much, this I have to go get this. So the first thing is getting all your documents ready, you understand, and then starting early. Don't just start maybe because it starts in June, then in May you start. Start gathering your documents from January or even December the year before. Like just start gathering your documents, start updating the lecturer that is going to give you the recommendation letter, telling him that you have there is a recommendation letter you have to give to me, because the thing is that once you don't meet the basic requirements, once one document is missing, you are already out. Just one single document, once it is missing, you are already out. So the main thing is, and most people don't submit all the documents, and that is why at the end of the day, the people that are actually eligible or that are actually selected to be sorted, like after the sorting, will be very few, because a lot of people just submit junk. Another mistake is trying to write a lot of things in your motivation letter that are not even true sometimes, or trying to write 3 pages motivation letter. It just doesn't work that way. Just try to keep everything concise. And yeah, that is it. And I try to beat the deadline, because
Yeah.
once you apply 2 hours after the deadline, you are also
It's
gone.
over.
Yeah,
That's also a selection criteria. A lot of people
exactly.
don't know. Deadline date, deadline timing is also a selection criteria. So you said something that will take me to the next question when you talked about motivation letter and all that. Just can you briefly just give us some punchline hints?
A motivational letter, for example, should have basically 5 paragraphs. And then that is for me. And the good news about motivation letter is that once you have one that is well drafted, all you need to do for every other school or every other thing you have to apply just to change some little things. So the first paragraph should be like, why do you want the scholarship? Understand? You should first of all stress, maybe just in some few words, why do you want the scholarship? Then the next thing is, how is the scholarship going to, impact your academic journey or your professional journey or everything? And then the next thing is, why do you want to study this particular course? Or why do you want to study in Germany? Why do you want to study in this particular university? You just give them reasons why you want to study. Probably you can even, like, what I usually do is I go to the university website, check some of the professors there that are doing outstanding research in what
Your
I am
field.
interested in.
Yeah.
Yeah, in something that I'm interested in, and I mention the professor, so they will know that this guy has actually done some
Done his
in-depth.
homework.
You understand? Yeah. So you go and you say that this professor that is working on, for example, then I was interested in transportation, that there's this professor that was working in, transportation. And then I named some of the research he has done. And I'm like that, I would want him to supervise me. And because of this is why I am interested in this particular university. And then you also give, other reasons. And then the next thing is, you also have to outline what your future academic plan is. Not just academic plan, but professional plan.
So I want to ask you now, Chikaeze, because you talked about internship, you doing internship over there in Germany. Can you give some advice to people who they want to come for that, yes, but then they also want to land an internship or a job or something, like something that you feel puts you strategically in that kind of position?
Yeah,
After
so
arrival, though.
yeah, definitely. So the main thing is that the official language in Germany is German, right? So the program also offers you 1 month intensive German class, which is being paid by the DAAD. So first you need to have at least a basic knowledge of German. So what I would first of all advise anyone is that once you secure the scholarship, you could start in Nigeria. There are so many German institutes in Nigeria, in almost every big city in Nigeria. So if you want to stay back in Germany, then it is important to do an internship. So first is that most it depends on the program also. There are programs that offer compulsory internship. So when your program offers compulsory internship, then they will help you get an internship position in a particular place, but those ones are not paid. So it is basically you just go, but then you are lucky that that is paying you. So when you have a particular field that you're interested in, you go out, look for those companies, go to their websites, go to their career, look out for internship positions, and then apply. This is also where cover letter comes into. You have to give them reasons why you want to do they call it Freiwillig practicum, which is a voluntary internship. And then most companies like it when like, why is this person really motivated to do a voluntary internship? So you have to apply and not just apply to one, because basically your German will not be so good. You understand? Like my German is not so good. My German is still basic German. So you have to prove to them why they should take you. You have to give them a good. So for me, I just think that everything all boils down to motivation and then how you present yourself during the interview. You understand? And for you to have a motivation, you have to be interested in that particular topic or in that particular field. For example, me, I am working on a 3D construction. Before, I didn't really know what it's all about. 3D house printing. So we use printer to build houses. So I didn't really know what it was all about. So mine was a little different case because we went for so most of those courses, because they are practical oriented, you go for excursions. So many excursions, so many of the courses that are being offered by this EPUS. So you go for so many excursions. So we went to excursion in this particular company, and then they took us to this section where they were doing the 3D. And I was like, before then I used to watch videos of the whole 3D house printing. Then I had to ask the guy so many questions. I collected the head of the department, collected his card, went home, wrote him series of emails. He replied, said, "No, we don't have any position." I said, "No, that I'm really interested. I want to really work with you, even if it is free, even if it is free." And then that was how he later replied and said, "Okay." But before then, I worked in an institute. So there are also jobs that you could work as a student here that are called Hiwi jobs. It is called Hiwi jobs. They are more like student research jobs or student, student research. So you work with institutes. So you work with doctorate students in institutes and other things. So how I was able to get that one was that when we finished one course that I was interested in with one institute, I had to go to the institute. In the institute, you can see the email address of all the doctorate students and everybody that is, in the institute, even the head of the institute, the professor in charge. I had to write an email to all of them. I told them that I'm interested in doing a Hiwi job here, and then I would like to get it. But getting Hiwi jobs in most universities are not really, really that difficult, because they have so many Hiwi positions, but then most of them also requires German. So one of the problems that we international students face here in Germany is basically the language. So, but you mustn't speak like a German. So once you can just speak the basic things, then yeah, you could start off from there.
Thing is, even if you can't go to, I don't know if this works, but even if you can't go to the German institute, is it possible to like download some apps? There are lots of apps these days that like
Yeah,
Duolingo that helps teach you
yeah,
at least the basics before you go over and take
exactly.
it.
Lots of them also on YouTube. Lots
Yeah,
of
also on
them,
YouTube you will see
yeah, YouTube and so
lectures
many.
on learning
Yeah,
German
exactly.
and all those.
Learning things these days are basically easy when you have internet and you have a phone, or a laptop. So
Yeah, and determination.
exactly.
Yeah, so can you just give us like your words of advice?
First, my first advice is we should be, you should be first of all dedicated, and you shouldn't do something that you're not interested in. First, you have to be interested in this, because once you're not motivated to do something, you will not do it.
Yeah.
Develop the motivation first and then go for it. Be determined and you go for it. And don't ever be, don't ever have that fear that, yeah, so many people are going to do this, much more people will be better than me. Just believe that you are the best and just apply, go for it. And then also one thing is that, I don't know, maybe some of your viewers might not know, but then schools in Germany are actually free.
Mm,
So it must not really be through scholarship. The good news about scholarship is that you don't have to pay for blocked account. You don't have to go through so many rigorous processes of doing the visa application and other things. But then schools in Germany are basically free. So even if you don't get just apply. Even if you don't get the scholarship, you can then try to find other ways to come via self-sponsor. So just as an add-on, if someone, like have some basic questions or some questions on the application process or other things, the person could reach me via email at chikaezeclint at
yeah, I'll put
gmail.com.
it in the
And then
description box
yeah,
below.
you could, yeah, and then I will try to reply to the email, and yeah, and probably give the person further
Wow.
advice on how to go on.
Thank you very much. Like, see, if you watch this video and you don't share it to somebody, you are just being very unfair because you got the information free and he's also been like giving himself to help. So try as much as possible, guys. If you love this video, share it to a lot of people. Give this video a thumbs up, drop a comment, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you very much.
Subscribe.
Yeah,
Click
yeah.
that button now, subscribe.